Alright guys, we're going to go through the formula sheets, and then I'll show you a little snippet of me folding up some nets so you can see exactly how to put these buildings together, and then the time will be yours to get together, to get to work. Alright, so formula sheet, the first one you have is all of the volume. Volume of a cube is all of the sides times each other, so A cubed. Spheres, I don't think you're going to make any of those. They're very difficult to build, so we're not going to worry about those. Rectangular prisms is length times width times height for volume, A times B times C. Triangular prisms are basically prisms made out of triangles with rectangles on the sides. You to get the volume, do the area of the base times the height. Alright, so you find, oh, my computer's going crazy. It's playing. Oh my goodness, computer. There we go. Back to the volume sheet. Okay. You find the area of this bottom triangle here. We know area of triangle, I hope. 1/2 base times height. So find the area of the triangle, times it by the height of the prism. Cylinder, that's a pi symbol. It is pi times the radius squared. So you got to find the radius of this circle here, radius squared, times the height of the cylinder. Volume of a cone, very similar to volume of a cylinder. It is 1/3, so that's the fraction 1/3, times pi, times the radius squared, so there's your radius, times the height of the cone. Pyramid is the hardest one. Pyramids are classified by whatever their base is. So since this base is a rectangle, this is called a rectangular pyramid. You could have a triangular pyramid. You can technically have like an octagon pyramid. And the volume is 1/3, that's the fraction 1/3 again, times the area of the base, whatever the base happens to be, times the height of the pyramid. Alright, and there's an explanation there of all of the variables. Surface area is a little more complicated, okay, because there's two types of surface area. There's something called just total surface area. That's the surface of every single face, every single one of those added up. And then lateral surface area. This is what I was talking about earlier for the paint and the roof. Lateral surface area does not take into account the bottom or the top. Alright? So the formula for a cube surface area, total surface area is 6a squared, right? Because each one of these is a squared, a times a, and you have 6 of them. Lateral surface area, there's only 4 faces that we worry about, just the ones around the outside, not the top or the bottom, so we only times by 4. Rectangular prism, very similar idea. Surface area, they use an S here for surface area. The crazy formula, there's 2 versions of it. This is not the whole, there's not like 2 lines of a formula, it's 2 versions of the formula. So whichever one you like, if you like distributive, whichever one you want to go with. Same with, again, lateral surface area is slightly different. Alright? The triangular prism, surface area, you take the perimeter of the base, times the height, plus 2 times the area of the base. Okay? It's a little crazy, and if you need some help, I'll be back on Monday, so you can at least get everything built, and we can do some measuring on Monday, and Mr. Preston can help as well. He's good with math. Lateral surface area is just the perimeter of the base times the height. Cylinder, again, these are pi symbols, so there's a lot of this just plugging and chugging, making sure you know what's what. The picture's pretty well labeled there for you. Cone, or what we call a right circular cone, because it's got that nice right angle there in the center. Alright, it's a bit of a crazy formula. Go with this third version of it, because the third version is the simplified one. Okay, you take pi times the radius times L. L is what we call the slant height, so it's from the top angled down to the bottom. Okay, so pi RL plus pi r squared. Pyramids work very, very similar. You take 1/2 times the lateral height, so times that slant height, plus times the perimeter of the base, and then plus the area of the base. So those get a little complicated. Remember, you can have one of everything, but you don't have to have like 6 pyramids. You can have just 1 pyramid and be done with it. Okay. Next thing I want to show you is just how to cut these out and fold them. So you had a little video. This was me on my smartphone, so it's a little fuzzy. Just go with it, okay? We'll find the right button here. Fold these nets. So I've given you guys a bunch of these templates, alright? They're going to be made out of cardboard. You have to go with this. This is my my little mini demo, if you will. So there's going to be a big stack of these all made out of cardboard. The shape will be on the back. On the front are going to be all the lines that you'll need to draw on your paper as well. What you need to do to draw these, pretty easy. You take your cardstock, your colorful cardstock, whatever colors you're going with. Put your template on it, alright, and you outline it. You want to be really, really neat when you do this. Neater than I'm going to be, because I'm doing this kind of quickly. Because the less neat you do this, the more messy your building is going to be. Alright, so if you don't make your net really, really good, then your building is not going to be put together really, really well. So I'm just going to trace the whole thing. Like I said, mine's a little messy. Alright, notice I don't have the lines in there. You do want to get those put in there. So, easiest way to do that, kind of lay this template back on top. Make a little mark over here to the side, right where that line is. See how that mark is right here? And then use a ruler. I don't have a ruler with me, guys, but use a ruler and then draw across. And it should connect there. Alright, so when you do that on all of these, right, we know we have a mark here and here, so we could trace that. Alright, this one gets cut off, because I'm just kind of comparing my notebook paper to the template. So I know I have to trace that. I then make another little mark over here on this side. Alright, lay my template back on. Make a little mark right here, so I know right where that line goes. Use a ruler, guys. Remember, use a ruler and trace. Now I notice I've got this line on my template, but I know that's going to connect here and here, so I don't even really need to make a mark. I would just use my ruler and connect. Okay? When you cut this out, let's see if I can do this under the camera. Do not, absolutely positively do not cut any of these lines in the middle. If you cut those, you're going to cut your building apart. Alright? So you want to cut only along the outside. Only the outside. Like I said, make sure you guys do things way neater than I'm doing it. I'm kind of rushing, so you're not totally bored just watching me cut out a piece of paper. Alright, throw all your scraps away, guys. Please, please, please don't leave my room a mess. It bothers me, and then it looks bad. And it shows badly on you. So, make sure you throw away all your scraps. And when you cut this net, do not cut across it. Okay, my cat's about to jump up and try and get in the camera here. So, cutting just the outside of the net. Ta-da! I now have my very own net. Alright? When you go to fold it, you want to fold it inward so that all these lines don't show up on your outside of the building. Alright? And you just fold it on every single line. So I'm going to take this here, fold it on the line. You want to get really, 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 really solid creases on there. Okay? See how that piece of paper stands up all by itself? And the cardstock's going to be even better than notebook paper. So you fold on every single line that's there. Alright, this middle one's a little hard to get sometimes, but you do, as I knock the camera over, do your best. You want to make nice, straight, really even creases. And you fold it all up. And this is another reason why you have to work in groups for all you guys who say, I don't want to work in a group. Alright, when you get to this point of folding it together, you need to tape it, but you really need somebody to help you do that, okay? Because you have to hold it together, and then you got to get some tape on there, okay? So you really need each other's help for this. Let's see if I can do this on my own. It's not going to look very good, but I just knock up the camera around. Okay. So, I'm going to try and tape this together on my own so you guys can see a finished product here. You can't even see it under the camera. There we go. Like I said, this is really better if you have somebody to help you hold. Aha! So I got one piece, and then I would tape my ends in. And then I could have a building like this, I could, oh great, I taped it to the desk. Nobody saw that. Okay. I could turn it upright, have a building that size, so a tall building, alright? Any size you want this. You could stack several together, right? You could stack some of these and make a really tall building. Almost have another one here, right? Tall building. You guys can't see that because it's facing the camera, but you get the idea. So, you can also take a different shape and put it on top. If you want to make a different kind of roof, right? You could have a cone roof, you could have a cylinder in there, stack them together however you would like. Guys, remember each city, or each building does not have to be a single shape. You could have multiple shapes put together. You know, maybe you want to have some crazy architectural thing going on and have different rectangular prisms stuck together. Something like that. Okay. And don't forget, all these videos are going to be posted on YouTube, so you can get them on there. Have fun! Alright, so guys, that's pretty much it. So just another look at our pictures of what we're trying to beat and how ridiculous some of these were. Some of them look really good. Some of these were like, oh, that's really cute. You made a fountain and you put some fishies in it. That's really neat. And others were like, what? What? You can't even put a net together and tape it together to make it look good? And what's with an upside-down cone? Okay? So, again, your challenge, we have got to beat BBopolis. We have got to have a much, much better BBopolis, better kingdom than this. Couple of quick thoughts, suggestions, guys. Keep your folders with all of your work in the classroom, alright? Mr. Preston will have a stack of them for you. That way, in case somebody happens to be absent, which you shouldn't be, but if you are, then all the work is there. Also, I'm going to bring in some plastic bags, so there'll be like Kroger bags there. If you want to put all your stuff in there, you can't like hoard tape and scissors. You can't like grab like 15 of the neon pink pieces of cardstock if that's all you're going to use. But as you finish buildings, if you are in the middle of cutting a net or drawing a net at the end of class, you can put it in the bag, and then we'll have a box over in the corner for everybody to put their stuff in, okay? Have fun, be good, be well behaved. I will be watching you secretly. You don't know about that little webcam up in the corner, but I can see you. Yeah, I see you making faces at me, alright? So, behave, be good, I'll see you later.